This is a broadcast by the People's Revolution. Our great nation is at war with a deadly virus. It has killed thousands of people, loved ones, mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers and friends. The government that the majority of people voted into power watched what was happening in other countries and did nothing. When the virus came to our great shores, what did they do? They created a lockdown, an instruction from members of parliament to stay at home. These were the ones that broke their own rules and nothing was done, yet others got fined for breaching this lockdown. They spent millions of pounds of taxpayers' money on PPE from abroad which did not meet health and safety standards. They spent millions of pounds of taxpayers' money on COVID-19 tests which did not work. They kept our borders open, allowed immigrants into the country risking more infection. They provided them with accommodation and food while our ex-military starve and sleep on the streets, yet expect a 100-year-old veteran to raise millions for our National Health Service. Here is a government who cheered when they voted to cap pay rises for nurses, yet relied on him to save the life of the Prime Minister when he fell ill with COVID-19. A government who allowed themselves a pay rise well above the average rate after cheering the NHS pay freeze and cutting payments to disabled people. There are two main parties in government. The Conservative Party led by a man that refuses to be interviewed and only words that come out of his mouth are lies. A man who stands by his top aide who made the lockdown rules then broke them and after intense pressure to sack him said the matter was now closed. The Labour Party led by a man who was once the head of the Crown Prosecution Service that helped Jimmy Savile escape charges on child sexual exploitation. Are these the people that you want to build a future for your children, and their children? These are the two main parties that stand up in a general election, and the success is resolved around numbers. The people of our great nation need to stand up and unite. Everything we do revolves around numbers. It's a numbers game. Let us show you an example of how numbers work for us. In a game of football, the more goals you score, you win. It's a numbers game. In a Facebook post, the more people that share that post, it goes viral. It's a numbers game. In any kind of vote, whether it's a contest or an election, the more people that vote, then they win. It's a numbers game. When the next general election comes along, here is what will happen. You will not like the current party in power, but you will not vote for the opposition because they are just as bad, so you do nothing. You do not vote because you believe that whichever party gets in, they will mess things up. By not using your vote, you are losing your power to control. You are giving away power to the people who you complain about day after day. Your vote is the most powerful thing that you can have, and your vote can change things. The People's Revolution is a new party that has decided enough is enough. We are growing in numbers, but we need your support. If you do not want to support either of the two main parties that lie and support their own. If you do not want to support either of the two main parties that promise but never deliver. If you do not want to support the two main parties that cut your benefits and do not help the self-employed and businesses, do not help our children, elderly and ex-servicemen, then support the People's Revolution. Remember the numbers game. Well, the more people that join us, the bigger we grow and the more others will listen. The power of the people is stronger than the people in power. It's time to change and change for the better of our nation. We can do this. And you can do this too. Join the People's Revolution today. www.thepeoplesrevolution.co.uk. We all deserve better, so let's build a better future for all of us. Especially our children. And their children. Also join us on Facebook. Search for the People's Revolution at Bring Back Our Britain. It's time to bring back Britain. This was a broadcast by the People's Revolution. Thank you for listening. Remember the numbers game. Share this broadcast and let's go viral.